Hello, welcome along. It's the Super 6 podcast, and I cannot believe I'm saying this. It's episode number 10. Welcome along. Thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Woods, and alongside me, Bayo Akinfenwa.
Yo, what's going on, LW? What's going on in the world?
I can't believe it's number 10.
It is shot by. It's crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it? Hey, look, we've got another brilliant episode for you coming up because a special guest. I'm looking forward to this one.
Me too.
I work with him quite a lot now, actually.
Yeah, I see it, man. I see. Listen, you be working with quite a few peoples out here. You know what I'm saying?
Big names.
Am I still sitting? Where am I sitting in that?
You're top.
I was saying nothing. Yes. I was going to say something different when she's with somebody else. But I say nothing.
No. Because what you lack in talent, you make up for in personality.
Oh, boom! She's here all week, people.
Listen, we got Troy Deeney coming on, the Watford captain. We're going to talk to him more about his life in football, everything he does around it and outside it, his life through football as well. He is one of the most interesting characters, I think, in football. What do you think?
Yeah, I respect. I'm older than him, but I respect him highly. I always feel that, and I'm going to say this when we speak to him. I feel like the higher you get, the more that you've got to kind of watch what you say. I think there's more scrutiny on you. But I think whenever he speaks, his whole aura is real. And that's what I take from him. And I salute him. So looking forward to this one. Excellent.
Okay, as usual, we've got the Super 6 fixtures for round 13. You could be in with a chance of winning £250,000. How can they follow along, Bayo?
Listen, you can follow us on Twitter. Make sure you use the hashtag Super6Podcast. And also follow us at Super6.
Right, so Bayo, tough game for you guys at the weekend, a 2-0 loss. You came off the bench. How's the body?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not going to lie to anybody. It's hard, like the intensity of the games. And I know I'm just coming back from injury, but it's hard. It is hard. I remember I looked at it. Fortunately for him, my boy Lyle Taylor, he got 2 goals. He was clinical. His second goal was a good goal. So as much as I'm hating on him, I've got to give him props. But no, listen, for us, the last 4 games, we took a draw, 1-2, lost 1. And listen, going to Nottingham Forest, I think they're in a forced position. I think they've got a great manager, real good squad. So for us, I keep saying it's an education for us and we're learning on the job. Disappointed, and that's where I guess good thing for how far we've come in the last 3 weeks is we're disappointed that we didn't get a result away at Nottingham Forest. So, but for my body, I ain't gonna lie, I am stiff.com. It's hard for me, but anyway, I can't complain. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've been travelling around a little bit. I did Leicester, Wolves at the weekend, King Power Stadium, 2 of my favourite managers.
Yeah.
I think they're both great. Leicester were excellent, to be fair. There was obviously we won't go into it, there was a VAR decision with a handball, which resulted in a penalty.
I see that.
Bit of a funny one. But
nonsense, because they tried to do that to Liverpool as well. All nonsense. I somehow always bring it back to Liverpool. Don't hate me, it's my team.
That was
but
quick, wasn't it?
It was nonsense though. I watched the game. Nonsense. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
No, I'm having it. Anyway, so yeah, I enjoyed it actually. I enjoyed the game. Even though post-match, you do get fed up. You get fed up with thinking, right, I'm going to have to ask a question to these managers about the rules, the handball laws, the offside rules, anything like that, things that are picked up with VAR. You do get a little bit like, oh, I don't want to ask this again. But hey, I still enjoyed it. And I've had a busy week on the radio as well. International break. Are you going to do anything fun?
Me?
Yeah.
If I can, I'm trying to negotiate with my gaffer just to allow me to sleep.
Oh.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm feeling it. Look, I'm a competitor and I like the fact that I don't want to feel like I'm getting beat, but I won't lie, man, I'm feeling the intensity and I've heard people try and tell me to do yoga. You mentioned that to me.
I did.
Yeah.
Listen, can we just try and get Bayo to do yoga? Do you know what I mean? Because every week you come in and since you've been back playing, especially when you did 90 minutes a couple of weeks ago, you're like, oh, I'm making so much. I promise you, Ryan Giggs did it. You've got to do it. Listen. Helps.
You know what? I will try.
Yeah.
And if you see my face when I said that, I don't think you really got the trueness that I will try it. But I will try some yoga.
I've got an idea.
Go on.
Do you want to do a Zoom yoga with me?
Do you do yoga?
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to do this. We're going to put this out there. I'm going to do a Zoom yoga with LW. We're going to put this out there. I'm telling you, like I said, I'm a man of my word. I'm going to try this. Oh, man, I don't know what I'm getting myself into.
You know what? You taught ballet. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that was then. That was, I think I was 8 stones lighter.
Nah, you never lose
20 years younger. You know, it was a lot. It was a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Can you touch your toes with your hands?
I think so.
I Okay.
I think so.
All right. Well, that can be the challenge if you can't.
I think so.
is
No, I
that-
think I can do that actually.
You can do that.
I think I can do that because I'll surpass it. I think I can do that. I think I'll do that.
I'm going to find us a good course, like a good beginner's level.
Yeah.
Beginner's level yoga.
100%, yeah.
We'll do it on Zoom, and then fingers crossed we'll see the reaction your body has on the pitch.
All right, saying that, all right, 100% I'm going to do that. And then, because I know I'm going to be crap for the first one, I'm going to go straight do weights to make myself feel better. I'm just putting that out there.
So do a bit of yoga, do a bit of weights.
Yeah.
No, yoga would work well after weights, but you'll have the swell on. So you just...
Yeah, I'd have the swell if I do the weight. Y'all see the swell walk? You see the swell walk, people, them?
I've seen it. Right, let's get into it.
Come on.
Hey!
How are we, guys? You all right?
We are very, very well. Let's do the official welcome. I'm very, very pleased to say it. He's joining us here. You can hear him already. You might be able to see him if you're watching this on Twitter. It is the Watford captain, Troy Deeney. You all right?
I'm good, thank you. I'm used to seeing you more than I see the big man now.
Oh, no. Listen, we're going to touch on that in a bit, though, my brother. We're going to touch on that. First and foremost, how you doing, my brother, though? How you doing? Like, we ain't seen each other in a little while. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Family's good, life's good. Just trying to keep the mind focused, you know what I mean? But we're all good, thank you. How are you? How's it me? It's good to see you back as well.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Last time we saw each other was at the clinic, what's that? Like, the clinic sounds a bit...
Yeah, we're both working.
Yeah, the rehab clinic, because, people could have took that in a different way, you know what I mean? Like, the rehab clinic is where we saw each other.
Each their own.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where we see each other. But yeah, no, to be fair...
Some of us worked all day, some of us worked half a day.
Stop
but I'm not
that,
gonna say
brother.
who was who.
I got back before you.
I'm not going to say who was who.
All right, cool, man. Let's go into it. We're going to dive into it.
I'm going to embarrass both of you a little bit here because one thing that I've noticed, and now I get to work with both of you, I'm pretty spoiled with my career. What I have noticed is that this season, both of you are really, you're on your fitness more than ever. Do you know what I mean? So you're both in really good nick, really good shape. I hope that's not embarrassing, but that's like a big compliment. Yeah, I wanted to throw it out there.
I'll 100% take the compliment. I don't know about you, Troy. I'm talking to the youngsters now when I said I work way harder now than I did when I was a youngster. And if I had that same work ethic when I was a kid, I would have been able to do more, be more. So take it in now. And I've learned that as I've gotten older. I mean, for you, Troy, talk to me.
Yeah, same. Sorry, just getting him to shut the door. Yeah, it's, you know what it is for me? It's generational. So when we was coming through, it was all about you had to be big enough, you had to be strong enough to handle the physicality. Remember, we come through in the lower leagues. We come through in the Prem now or the Championship. So it was all about being bigger, being strong. Can you take the hits? Can you be robust enough to last 30, 40 games, plus reserve games? So the generation before, we all was all about lifting weights, and, you know, the big man still lifts his weights every day. If you follow him on Instagram, it gets a bit boring, to be honest.
But, easy, bro. Hey, stop that out here, cuz. I don't want to say the 1.3 mil. They say they like it. What's wrong with you, brother?
I know, it's nice. It's nice. It's good to see. When we're lacking motivation, that's what we see.
Hey,
but no,
you.
all jokes aside, it's just about, like, you know, having a bigger cardiovascular system now, being able to last longer and run longer. And obviously, when you get older, you appreciate you don't actually have that long left. Yeah. So you want to work out. And that's why I'm trying to get Laura to ride into work in the morning, but she doesn't do it anymore.
Hey, listen, yesterday, I was going to message you about this in our group, right? I actually did. I cycled into work. I did. Yesterday.
That's what we like to hear.
I promise you, it was a slow process. Brian's looking at me like...
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not giving none of you that. Like, you lot know I ride the bike in the comfort of my home. But you know how dark it is when you lot start your radio and you want to get on the bike. Nah.
Laura, tell him, Laura.
He was going to cycle in the other day, right? And it was like an hour, was it? An hour from yours? Yeah. He was going to do it, but he didn't. So he's all talk, really.
Yeah. You didn't do it. So what do you want me to tell her? She told me you didn't do it.
No. It's cool. All I'm going to say is from this moment forward, you know when Laura posted 3 weeks ago that she was having vegan food? We ain't saw it again since.
Oh, say nothing. I've already jumped on her about that. Say nothing. She's all talk as well.
I promise you, I'm still on it. What I did do was I had a weekend where basically I indulged. I cannot explain to you how much, like, bags of sweets, crisps. I went for it. I was like, if I dip a toe, there's no point. I have to dive in.
You dive in.
You can't. There's no point going 1%. You have to go a whole 100%. Anyway, I'm back on it, so I'm enjoying it. But listen, let's talk about Watford. Let's talk about you now, because you are doing what I like to call like the straddle between football and your next career, in which is what basically Bayo does as well. And I have so much respect for guys like you who can kind of commit themselves to both things, because it's hard, right? So first of all, what's going on with Watford? How is it at the moment?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, had some issues that we had to resolve, obviously, financially with the club. Everyone knows when you get relegated, obviously, you hit certain parameters financially. So, obviously, the club were paying a certain wage, and we've had to figure it out as men and sort it out so we can get back to playing. And thankfully, that's what we're doing now. But also in the midst of that, obviously, the boys have been playing well. Obviously, I was gutted not to play against a big man, because he keeps telling me about FIFA and the stress session.
Troy, let me tell you something. On my life, when the fixtures came out and we had Watford, and because I knew I was going to be injured and I did my op, but I so wanted, and this is just on a personal level, in the sense because we played against each other, Northampton, Walsall, Swansea, Walsall. So we played against each other. So, of course, I've never got to play against you in this tier. So, I was looking forward to it on a personal, but I have to admit, I'm glad you didn't play against my team, just because I know what you can do, if you understand what I'm saying. But, I'm disappointed as well. And listen, people don't know, like, Troy texted me straight after the game. He texted me straight after the game, and he was like, look, you know what? I know you're screwing about the chance you missed. Don't worry. You're going to get other chances. You played well. Keep going, and I'm proud of you. And he texted me after the game. Really? I was driving home from that, and it was my first start in and these are stuff which I ain't trying to make an embarrass or nothing. I know I'm older than Troy, but I've said this on numerous accounts, in the sense where I'm proud of you and you inspire me, because I do believe the higher you get, there's more scrutiny on you. And I think you have to conform. And I say you're one of the realest brothers I know in this game. And for me, youngsters, oldsters, look up, keep inspiring, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So that's just from me to you, my brother. You get me?
I'm trying. I appreciate that. And between you and Laura, you're definitely got to lose this image that I've got of this bad boy, because Laura keeps saying I'm soft as well.
I've noticed it. He's well soft. You know what he does in breaks, right? So basically, like when we work together at TalkSport, it's like 50-minute segments. And then in breaks, he's like, did I come across all right? Or was I I'm a bit hard? Because the thing is, I'm actually quite emotional. And like...
But listen, the worst thing is, me and TD, we chat, innit? So, we're both that whole persona of, you step across us, it's going to be a problem. There's no two ways about it. But anybody knows, see me and my kids, seen him with it. Like, we're big teddy bears when it comes down to it. You get what I'm saying? So, but all right, cool. Let me ask you about the Walsall, talking about your avenue or your journey into the game has been a different one. So let's touch on that. Let's talk about it. You know?
So obviously I didn't play any youth team level, anything like that. So obviously it was difficult. But you obviously know, you just moved because everyone's making better noise. Sorry.
I could see the stress on your face.
It's doing my head in, because I know what it's about now. Volume control. I come into the boot room for anyone that thinks this is easy work.
Look. It looks quite nice.
Yeah, you obviously come into the game late. You've always got to try and make an impression. But I'm also learning on the job as well. So I'm learning how to be a professional, learning what it takes to keep working and keep grafting and keep doing what I got to do. So Walsall was a tough time for me. Good in so many ways, but tough to learn. I was playing Sunday League with real men, like where you'd probably have a scrap 2 or 3 times a month. Do you know what I mean? Like them Sunday League kind of matches. And then you're going into it, and I'm being told by like Tommy Mooney, Darren Byfield, Michael Ricketts, I'm a little so-and-so and play your part. And I'm like, I can't fight these people. They're talking to me like this. So it's things like that you have to learn to adapt to. But then also my youth team coach at the time, Mick Howsall, he said to me, I remember we played Merthyr Tydfil away on a Tuesday. I was on loan at Hales Owen at the time. I scored a hat-trick. We won 3-2. I didn't get back home to Birmingham until like 4 a.m. And then he phoned me at 8:30 and was like, you need to be in. So jumped up, got the train, got there like 9:30, and he went, "Well done, you passed the test. Go home now."
Oh,
He just wanted to see how much I wanted it.
Oh, wow.
He thought there was 4 of us on loan. He called all 4 of us. I was the only one who turned up.
Wow. Do you think those other players, so the 3 that didn't turn up, do you think they sit there and think about it, or have they made it in different ways?
They went on to different careers. They never got to the heights that I think they should have done. I'm friends with all of them still, but never got to the heights that they should have done because technically they were better players than me.
Wow.
But as the big man, I tell you, it's who wants it. And I say this to the young boys now, the level's all the same. Everyone can keep working, but it's who wants it more. And if you want it more, then you'll keep doing it.
That stress has come back across your
I
face,
know,
isn't
but
it?
he gave the captain look. Let me say, listen, for those that didn't see Troy, just give the captain look. Somebody walked into that boot room and man was like, he didn't even have to say nothing. He said, you don't see me in it? Probably said that with his eyes. Say nothing, Troy. I see you, brother. I see you. That's cool.
That was do you really want to clean boots right now?
Mum, you say it, I see it. All right, listen, talking about that, so from early on, you had a desire and a determination. So you can see that from that story there. So how true is and when did that kick in? So how true is, word is that for your Sunday league, you turned up drunk and still banged 7 goals?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. No, so what happened is, so my mum still cleans the house every Saturday. It's just her thing. But works Mondays, Friday. Saturday cleans the house. Sunday she does nothing. It's her kind of thing that she does. But it's like ABBA tunes, Barry White, all them old school tunes are on, blasting. Everyone's get out. I got sacked from my job on the Friday because I was a builder, and obviously went out and wasted all my paycheck like a 18-year-old does. Got drunk in like Revolutions or somewhere like that.
Amazing.
The good old days.
Real classy for like £40. I was sick on myself and everything. I'm trying to like sleep in, and my mum's gone like, get out, cleaning. So I was like, looked at my phone and like the lads are playing, and it's like, you know what, let's go play football then. Played football, and again that determination, because I used to run anyway. I used to be a keen runner, so I used to run like 4 or 5 miles a night anyway. So I had this thing where I could get drunk, get up the next day and go. Obviously, as we all did as we were younger. But I went and played football, had a good game, walked off the pitch, and Mick Howson, who I spoke about earlier, was there watching. His son was on the other team. And he was like, how old are you? I was like 18. But at this point, all I'm cared about is Saturday night, and with the boys, we can go out. So I'm trying to like walk past him as he's still talking.
Yeah.
And he's gone like, do you want to come Walsall? Honest truth, I'd never been out of Birmingham, so I didn't know where Walsall was. Yeah. So for people that don't know, that's like if you live in London, that's like knowing where Watford is. Like it's literally just outside of it.
Just down the road.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. Well, I kind of went, yeah, whatever, mate. Like, whatever. And just carried on walking, went and had a beer with the boys. Literally Monday, doors banging. I'm like, what? Is it bailiffs or something? Did we owe someone money? Like banging the door. Looked out the window, and it's my old football mate. He's like, dude, remember that? The guy asked you to go to Walsall. It's now. I'm like, huh? I've got my boots, muddy boots, because I played Sunday League the next day. I've got them in an Asda bag. Threw on a tracksuit, ran straight out with my phone. He's dropped me there and went to leave. I was like, where you going? He's like, I got work. I'm just dropping you there. I went, well, how do I get home? He's like, figure it out. I went, you got any money? He's like, yeah. Give me £20 and that's it. And the rest is history. But I genuinely would not have went.
Did you pay him back?
I paid him back tenfold. But but just people like that. That's why I always think I was destined for greatness, because all the things I was doing were set for you to lose. You get what I mean? Like I weren't living the life. Like I was out and about. I was drinking. I was getting into trouble. I just wanted to be one of the boys from the estate. Do you know what I mean? And like really, I was more focused on pushing that, like being one of the top boys in the estate, more than being better at who I am. So obviously at a young 18, 19, when these guys are driving nice cars, big chains, can go out all the time, taking care of their mum, to me, you've made it. Yeah. Because that's all I know and that's all I could see. So obviously over the course of time, and you realise you make money from football, and that was it. When the guy said to me, you're going to go on trial for 6 months for £50 a week, I was like, I can't do this. I got a mum to look after, I got bills to pay. But thankfully, my mum was like, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out. Just do it. Wow. And then that's why I am where I am.
It's when you talk about that, you did actually, maybe not to people that grew up in the same sort of society as you, but for a lot of other people in the world, they will class what you grew up in as a tough environment, hard environment. Like you say, parents split up. Your dad wasn't an influence in your life, was he?
Now he was a very good influence, but the problem is my dad was in and out of jail. Like many people, you can. I don't want to harp on and make out like I had a bad upbringing, but I had troubles. Like I do believe that the longer you go on with troubles, the harder it makes you, the more mentally tough it makes you. There's one of two ways. You can sit back and go, oh, hardships happen to me, I'll never be nothing, and accept it. Or you can turn right and go, all right, I've made it through all of that. And I've spoken about it before, I was beat up at 10 years old by my dad. Like, it weren't a nice moment. We got through it, we worked through it.
So you're a product of your environment. All right, so, So you were talking about, so when you went to prison. So, So talk to us that. And I wanted to ask a bit to lead on to that question anyway, in a sense where, what was the moment that you was like, so of course your influences growing up was the man them on the roads, big cars, big chains.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My dad was a somebody as well.
Was your pops as well? Yeah, big. So, so of course you're a product of your environment. When was the click? When was you like, no, you know what, Bob, I was destined to do something different. When was that click?
Honestly, about 25, 26, because people will always look at, jail being the motive, and that was the reason that I changed. But it weren't really. It was an eye opener. I was embarrassed, obviously, because I embarrassed my mum. My mum used to work at a train station in Birmingham, and we have a local paper called Birmingham Mail. So if you can imagine, it's a free paper, similar to the Metro now. You guys down here would have the Metro. That on the front of that paper was me and my brother saying, footballers gone to jail. Well, thug footballers gone to jail, something like that. So every person that came into the station that knew my mum, because obviously as a parent, she was like, my son plays for Watford, blah, blah, blah. That day crushed her more than it crushed me. Do you get what I mean? Like, for me, it was something that happened, whatever, but knowing my mum left work that day in tears because she was ashamed of what me and my brother got up to, that crushed me. As a human being, that crushed me. So I went, all right, I need to sort myself out a bit here. And then, getting visits from my nan when I'm in jail. Like, no one wants your nan to visit them in jail.
Yeah.
My nan, do you know what I mean? It's embarrassing. But I did all of that, and I say all of that because I had my son as well at the time. So my oldest son, I just had him. So I'd left very early. I think he was about, I want to say it was 2 maybe, 2, maybe 3, but I left again a long time with that without seeing him. But it really clicked when I came back and I focused, and I realised I had nothing when I came back. I had 10 grand when I came back, bro. 10 grand. And that's what Maps gave me.
Troy, how long were you actually in prison for? And you know how people talk about like reform stories and all that sort of stuff? Yeah. Did you learn anything in prison? Did it teach you anything?
Yeah, 100%. Sorry to cut you off. Sorry.
No, that's right.
It was. I did 3 months inside and 3 months on tag, and I was playing games on tag. So I had to drive to like Blackburn, Cardiff, Middlesbrough on the day, and get back in time for tags, obviously.
That's mad. That's mad. I don't think you clocked that. That is mad. That is mad, T. Jeez.
Driving, and then also, whenever it got kicked, I was getting like letters saying he's trying to hack it, he's trying to do this, he's trying to leave it.
Oh, you mean getting kicked in training?
It was always, and John, you can remember this, right? Just say yes or no, so can't hear. Yeah, see, he was here then as well. So I even had to then write letters the following day, be like, to explain why it went off 6 times at 2 till 4.
Wow.
Jeez.
And then because they were trying to send me back to jail, and that, that's not an excuse. That's my own fault for putting myself in that situation. But there was some real testing times from that. And then obviously through there, I also had to go and, because I got arrested while drunk, so I had to do alcohol awareness, drug awareness, and something. I had to see a psychologist for a few minutes. So that kind of set me on the whole psychology thing, and that's where I'm sorting myself out. Ultimately, like, I have to put it into perspective. So when we used to go out, me and my friends, there was 20, 30, sometimes 40 of us, and it was a whole mob mentality. Like, no bouncers could stop us. We go in, do what we did, kind of come out, have a good time, go out. And it was all, and bear in mind at this point, I'm earning 5, 6, 7 grand a week. I think I'm the man. So I was walking around with an alter ego that basically gave me a level of stature with who I was with already that we couldn't be touched. So what jail did more than ever was made me sit down and go, you're just a normal person. That it reinforced that. And then that moment when everything went, literally by a judge going, bang, your sentence. All right, I've got to fix up here because look how quick all of that went. And when you look back at time, it was only 2 years of my life that I was actually living this so-called high life. So I had to figure it out.
Did you ever think, you know, when you say like the judge said, right, guilty, this is what's going to happen. Did it only really sort of sink in then that you would actually and that you were going down? Did you before that kind of think, I'll get off this?
No, I knew I was going to jail.
Did you?
And that's why I pled guilty straight away. We knew I was going. My solicitor said from the second he saw the video that you're going to jail. It's just how long we can get you off.
Sorry, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, big man, what did you go to jail for?
It ended up being a fray in the end. But I basically got into an altercation that I shouldn't have got into.
Yeah.
And the biggest deciding factor was when the person was on the ground, I kicked that person in the face.
Okay.
So I don't. Again, I'm not saying any of that to glamorize it. I'm just giving context. Like I said sorry a million times. So, and I appreciate that that's somebody else's child. So I don't want to ever glamorize it.
Of course.
Do you get what I mean? For that, for that
no doubt.
But that was obviously with the power that I have and the legs I have, it was always going to be a key deciding factor in how long I actually got. So, it was that really. It was, but I do believe it was it was a moment in life that I needed it because, again, some people know, some people won't. I buried my dad on the Friday and went to jail on the Monday.
I did. Wow.
Wow. So you had a lot of time then. You had a lot of time when you were in prison for those 3 months to think about everything that had happened, to grieve for your dad as well.
Yeah, I don't think I did that properly, if I'm being honest, because I still struggle. Like, even today, today's my granddad's anniversary. So I woke up today with the whole, I don't want to do this no more. That was my feeling at 5:30 this morning when I woke up. I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. I just want to go home. But get up, dig in, crack on, spoke to my nan, spoke to my mum, and we're here, we're back to business. So I don't really process grief well because I'm a churchgoer similar to the big man. So I like to think this is just a stage and afterwards I'll meet them again. We'll have a beer, we'll have a chat and we'll figure everything out. But if I stop and think, I'll drive myself crazy. Does that make sense?
100%. I want to ask you something. So, you know, I've already touched on about being a product of your environment. You know, when you got sentenced, did you think at that time, or did you doubt yourself and just think, you know what, I am my son, I am my father's son, and I'm going to go down the same path of him as him? Or at that time, did you be like, you know what, nah, I am going to change this story? You understand what I'm saying?
You know what? I understand exactly what you're saying, but it's really complex to explain. So I'll try my best. But if you could imagine, everyone around me has been to jail. No one. It's not unusual. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not unusual to see someone today and not see them for a year.
Okay.
Who saw such and such? Oh, he got locked up again. You know. He'll be back soon now.
Yeah.
It's just like a...
Actually, the thing is, the worst thing is, and because Laura said, wow, and for me, I totally got what you said. I totally understood that. Like, right, man ain't seen so-and-so. Yeah, boom. I totally got that.
And then you keep it moving and everyone carries on. But within that, like I said, like my childhood was my dad being gone 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, depending on whatever situation. He was gone for that amount of time. So... my mum did a very good job of shielding us from that by saying like, oh, dad's gone on a business trip or dad's gone here. And then even he was sneaky, like he'd send us letters from jail, but would put like a stamp on it from Singapore. Oh, wow. It's only when I, like, as a like a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, I didn't know any different.
Yeah.
But when I've then buried him and doing his eulogy, I didn't even know he didn't have a passport. He'd never been on a holiday before.
Wow.
So it's only stuff like that when you get older, you're like, right, Troy, you was naive, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, to answer your question, it's like I got locked up. in Winston Green Jail, which anyone knows, thank you, is a proper jail. It's not no messing about jail. But I went in there. I got 2 of my friends from home on the same wing. I go into the gym. The guy goes, Deeney, ain't you Berkey's son? I'm like, yeah. That was my dad's name. And then I got 8 big muscle juice heads looking at me like, I thought, I'm going to get filled in here. And they've all gone like, nah, you're Berkey's son. We're going to tell you about yourself. But if you wasn't, we'd fill you in.
Oh my God.
But like all these people knew my dad. So they give me a pass in the sense of he can move around freely, but also they're going to check me. And that's what helped it, because they told me about myself, told me, do you not understand how many kids want to be you? And you're messing it up trying to do this life that we don't want to do anyway. Like, what are you doing? And it was only then when you go, oh, all right then. Because I've never been afraid to fight anybody. That's not a problem. But when somebody that someone in there I used to call Uncle Jimmy, that's how close he was. He was one of my dad's Irish friends. So he was always around, and he was like, your dad would be turning his grave now if he knew you was here. Like, what are you doing? And then, at them points, when them conversations hit, you go, oh, okay, I need to fix it. Sorry, Drake's just come in. Come here. Sorry, well, look.
Oh,
hey, what's going on, Greg? What's going on, brother? You good?
When are you coming on?
It's cool. We'll get him on as well. Don't watch that. We'll get him on as well.
See, if you don't get this off anybody else.
No, to be fair, we don't actually.
Yeah, we don't.
All right, let's move it on. So you've come out and you've gone back into training for 3 months. You're wearing your tag and you're getting kicked around in training. And you're getting told off and reprimanded, even though what you're actually doing is reintegrating back into society pretty well as well. That's what you're doing. Did it take you a while to get back into the swing of things? Because I could not even imagine what it feels like to be in prison for 3 months and then to go back into a high profile life.
Do you know what I did? I'm not gonna lie. My partner at the time and my best friend, obviously, who's still around, they did a real good job in keeping me like, we weren't going out. You weren't doing nothing. But my tag was 7 till 7 as well. So I literally I was up at 6:30 waiting at the door, like the dogs when they're about to get walked. Do you know what I mean? They're like, come on, let's go. Yeah. 7 o'clock, I'm in the car, bang, I'm straight out, straight to training. I'd get here for like 8:30, 8:45, training, working. Dude, lads weren't until 11, but I'm doing my gym, doing everything that needs to be done. Train with everybody else. Then I'm doing extra training with Zola outside. I'm like, just give me as much time as you can. I get home for maybe 4:30, walk the dogs, play with the kids for half an hour, have my food. That was it. I was just in, and then at 7, I'm in. So if anyone wanted to see me, I just had the excuse of I can't come outside. And I was in bed by 8 o'clock every day. So for the next 3 months of tag, all I concentrated on was rebuilding my relationship with my son and work. That was it. There was nothing else. Nothing else came into focus. Nobody else mattered. And people said I was quite intimidating, but I don't know why. I only had an afro and a chest twice as big as I do now, but I don't know why I was intimidating.
I love your. For me, the story. Listen, I already knew. It's funny because I'm finding out stuff that I didn't know. Of course, I knew the general stuff, but it's inspiring. So, so then. There's a question I'm going to ask later on as we start getting a bit more fluffy because we're still deep at the moment and that. So, all right, so now you're back now, yeah? So 3 months have passed. You're off tag. You're back integrated in Watford. And so are we going to move and talk about that goal? We're going to talk about that goal.
Oh, the goal when I made Michael Oliver, that goal.
Yeah, you know them ones, you flip off your top but your chest wasn't really propacing then. I ain't going to lie to you there, when you jumped in the crowd.
Yeah, because this is the difference. I'm not going to bite at that, it's fine. What happened was, in jail you had the basics in it. So you had the row machine, the treadmill, everything else is upper body weights. So all I did then was bang out weights. I was at a point doing 250 press-ups straight out.
Jeez.
At a point.
Jeez.
So
certified beast mode. I don't even do that.
No, but that's what I was doing, because obviously we had nothing but time.
Yeah.
So within that, all you could do is keep cracking on, can't you? Catching a bit there. all you could do is keep cracking on. So when I came back, that's why he's so flabby, because I didn't do any weights. All I did was run and play, and that was it. Because I was trying to, because remember I had Zola, who was 5'4", so he was like talking to my nipple at one point. So I was like, I need to do that. And obviously everyone here was like, you're too big. And you know this better than anyone, big man, like, people are so fixated with numbers and scales and like how much you weigh,
massive. Not
actually to the what are you delivering.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of that, and but that goal isn't even my favourite goal. It's just a goal I can't get away from. Do you get what I mean?
It's not your favourite, no?
Everyone goes back to.
What that feeling, nah?
So tell us.
I've scored a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, we know that. I was gonna say it anyway, but yes, you have. And listen, of course. All right. So I know LW was gonna say something, but I'll just quickly throw off of that. So how does it feel to listen? You're a certified legend for me in and out of football, but for Watford, the accolades it's got to the goals you've scored. All right. So what is your favourite goal?
There'd be two. I scored one against Charlton away, which kind of long ball up, flicked it up with my first touch, went over the defender's head, and I hit it on the volley, barring in from about 25 yards.
Yeah, sounds nice.
We lost 4-1.
Oh.
We lost 4-1, so I hated it. It was a great goal, but we lost, so it don't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
But then the first goal in the Prem, my first goal at Stoke away, we won 2-0, and it's obviously the moment you've been waiting for to score in the Prem. So that would be my favourite goal. It wasn't a great goal. It was just my favourite goal.
The circumstances.
Yeah.
Tell us about, because obviously the one that we all talk about, which we mentioned a minute ago, the playoff semi-final against Leicester, 2013, and I suppose also what plays into that is your story as well. So that the whole thing made that whole kind of situation bigger probably for the fans than it actually was for you. What did you do after that day? And because obviously you've got the final to focus on, all that sort of stuff, but did you come away from it?
No, in that moment I didn't think of anything. So what people don't know is when I rip my shirt off, I run and jump. It's my little brother who got sentenced with me who catches me.
Oh, dope.
So I just went straight to my family in that moment. I didn't in an arena that had 20,000. I didn't see anybody. Do you get what I mean? I just saw my family.
Oh, I love that.
So that's where I went. I went directly to him.
Yeah.
I went directly to him. So when I did that was everything to me.
Yeah. Troy, so he got sentenced with you. What was his outcome, your little brother? What's his name?
He got tagged. Ellis, he got tagged. He got tagged. So that was it. I was going to go to a long story, but it doesn't matter.
It did sound like you were going to go somewhere with it, and then you were like, that's it.
I pulled it back. The street code kicked in.
I get it now. I've worked with you enough now that I get when you don't want to talk about something, you want to move on. Let's move on then. Let's do it. Let's talk about just like life as well. So afterwards, I mean, we've got so much that we want to cover with you. Playing Sheffield Wednesday, about to win the title, automatic promotion. What happened?
Yeah, we had the party before the party, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's the problem. We'd already got promoted on the bus, obviously after beating Brighton, when I think at that time, we was third, and we never really anticipated going up that weekend. We thought it was always going to go to a last weekend. We obviously got promoted. We had a massive tear up in the town. It was unreal. Like the whole town was out. What was the name of that Italian that we went to? Zinco's. We went to Zinco's, this little Italian. We went there. Then we ended up in Revolutions and Oceana.
As you do.
That's the whole town in the middle of the Watford strip. It was so off the cuff, but it was perfect. And then obviously we lose. Funny story, actually. I think I was the only person that was bothered that we lost. Because I punched the dugout out. The window in the dugout.
I was going to ask that. I was like, I mean, look, being there, of course, you want to go up as champions, but you was already promoted. Like you said, you wasn't expected to. It was expected to go to the last day. So why did it? Is that just the winner in you? Is that the winner in you that it hit you so hard?
Yeah. So I'm finding a quiet place. That was the winner in me. But you know what it is for me? Like even the FA Cup final, right? When we lost to City recently.
Yeah.
I don't keep any of that stuff. It don't mean nothing to me. That, like the medal, all of that. all I was the next best loser. I don't care about that.
That's
so my nan's got that.
Does she? So
my nan's got that. My any man of the matches, my nan, my mum, they've all got it. I don't have any of it.
So do you think you still be this way? So whenever you hang up your boots, you still, I mean, it's funny because I read it, like I actually forgot that you got to the FA Cup final, and you got to look at it, and I get what you're saying about, you got into it to win. You didn't just get into it to participate. But see, Troy, from not even just from where you've come from the trials and tribulations you've gone through, like to get to an FA Cup final, which you're talking about, it's players' dreams that don't do that. Like, it's an achievement, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I have to be satisfied with it.
Nobody's saying satisfied. I'm not saying to be sad. I mean, yeah, boom,
no,
next season.
I understand it. I understand exactly what you're saying, and this is where people don't understand me. And you know what? Even Laura can actually attest to this. The first day in that Talk Sport, and I'm probably going to get myself in trouble, but I don't really care. I said to Laura, like, you're the boss, you lead the ship, but I'm not here to just be a bit part player. Let's make our show the best show on Talk Sport.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not here to be like, that guy that did the same as everybody else and spoke the same as everybody else. And Troy was a nice guy. You're gonna like me or gonna hate me anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I can't change that. I'm here to push my limits to the best of my ability. If I fall short at the end of it, like we say we lost to Man City, I didn't sulk. I went fuming. I went on holiday, rested for a week, back to work. Like, I'm pushing me to be the best version of me.
I get that. No, listen, I'm with you on that. Everything you've said, I'm with you on it. It's just the fact that I don't want you to ever feel like you're missing achievements. So satisfied, it's cool.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
You get me?
I know what you're saying.
You've got where you've got because of your mentality, because of your drive, determination. You've got that. And not for me to speak it, but at the same time as having the same amount of career as you, and not like I'd be satisfied with it, I just appreciate the fact of, like I'm saying, what you've done, the goals you scored, getting to the FA Cup final. Not exactly.
Yeah,
you
but
want to go
that does to me. That does to me. That scares me.
What, being satisfied?
Being acceptable, being like, I look back on what you did. Like, as soon as I had 400 games, what was Saturday? Yeah. Missy's like, I should be happy. You should brag yourself. I was like, why? The last two were sub appearances. They don't count.
Yeah, you are who you are, real bad. Listen, I get it. No, I get it. I do get it, my brother. I do get it.
That's the hunger though, isn't it? I suppose that a lot of people don't get about sports people or high achievers in any sort of profession, really. It's that hunger of not being satisfied and not sitting back and getting too comfortable with something, because the minute you're too comfortable, you're probably not going to be on it again.
Of course. And it's, what it is as well, it's your body's only going to last so long. Me and the big man are in a different situation where our games have never really been made about pace.
Yeah.
So we don't, for example, if let's talk about Vardy. If Vardy loses 2-3 yards as he gets older, a large majority of his game is gone.
Yeah.
So, and that's not being disrespectful to Vardy, that's just his game's about pace and getting behind. If we lose a yard of pace, you're probably not going to notice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we're more about controlling it, linking people up, being better with our first touch, getting in the box and being in the right place at the right time to score.
Yeah.
So I know at some point my body's not going to do what I want it to do.
Yeah.
So while I'm in this point of let's get every ounce out of it. And then when I'm, I don't know, from 33, 36, 39, 41, who knows, and he stops doing it, then I'll look back and go, I used to be a player, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
so what I mean? At this point, I'm squeezing the orange like this.
Hey,
give me a bit more.
I was saying that to LW today, brother. Boy, the recovery, I am squeezing every last ounce of it, my brother. Jeez. All right, before LW, when did you get made Watford captain, and what was that feeling like?
I got made captain by mistake. It was never
as you do.
God. Like, it was never, because like normally you get pulled into a manager's office and he'd ask you if you want to do it and you'd have a conversation about it and blah blah blah. I kind of went on, I think I went on 2 years. Yeah, I did 2 years back to back of 20 plus goals in the champ. we'd finished 14th the year I scored 25. And everyone was like, he's leaving. But I was fuming. And I think this is what the manager at the time liked. I was fuming that I could score 25 goals and we finished 14th in the league. Like,
okay.
What kind of team are we?
Yeah.
So, and I always put that, like, people think I put myself above Watford, but I always put Watford above myself because the representation that Watford has affects me.
Yeah.
I think you're similar with Wickham. I don't think you put yourself above Wickham. You're always, whenever I've spoken, you're always grateful for what Wickham do and the manager.
Exactly, 100%.
Because you put them above yourself, but you obviously have to play your part within it.
Yeah.
So when it kind of come round, we was in pre-season, and it ended up being the year we got promoted. But I was like, nah, I've got to be better. If I got to score 25 goals, but I got to get 15 assists this year because I got to make somebody else score the goals to win us the games.
Yeah.
And I was just like a man possessed in pre-season. We did 3 weeks in Italy. I never complained once. I just cracked on. Obviously, I wanted to be at home with the family, but got it done, worked. And the manager was just like, first game of the season, Troy's captain. That was it. It was like, no anything, just give me the armband. And it's just stuck since then.
It's been a great fit.
So what's that? That was six years ago.
So you must be doing something right to have it for 6 years.
Yeah, who's going to take it off him?
Yeah, all of us that would have taken it off him.
Yeah, so who's going to take it off you, brother? Ain't nobody want the smoke.
Let's talk about, because we've mentioned like those near misses and those moments where you don't feel like they can be celebrated, even though someone else would celebrate it, like getting to cup finals, that sort of thing. What are the moments when you look back? What is perhaps the number one proudest moment?
Good question. Absolutely caught me off guard as well.
Thanks for that. Cheers.
He didn't say good question to not one question I asked him.
I know,
I
right?
see you two's relationship.
'Cause we're
Anyway,
working
say
together
nothing.
now.
No, because
Right.
we were just talking like friends talking. We're all friends. We're talking.
Nah,
And
say
then
that.
pow. That's how he's got
Because
this
you know what it
element
is?
of
Because I don't think about the past that much. I can't actually say the moment. But you know what was the best moment for me? We played Newcastle away. I didn't score. I set up both of Igalo's goals. I think we won 2-0 or 2-1 on the day away. And I remember coming home and I watched Match of the Day, or no, Match Choice, I think it was actually. And Thierry Henry had mentioned my name. And I was like, Thierry Henry knows who I am. That's sick. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I don't appreciate that the world of football is so small and we all know each other. We all look and, watch football. When you hear Thierry Henry go, like, that's a pass that David Silva would have done, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Talk about me.
Yeah. Sick.
So I'll press rewind on that about 15 times, made sure it was me, recorded it, sending it in the group chat to the lads, like, see what he said about me.
Rough.
And then sorry, bro, just to finish it. Then I went to the NBA game. Obviously, I always see you, big man. I went to the NBA game, and he was there, and I was like, my friends were like, let's get a picture. But I'm too stumped. I was like, nah, I ain't get a picture with him. I'll take one for you lot. And Thierry Henry's got like, Troy, you're not going to take a picture with me? I was like, oh, yeah. And the whole gimmick played off then. I was like, yeah, I've got to take a picture now with the GOAT. He's the GOAT, isn't he? So
the reason why I'm smiling and sitting down, because see, like, you've made it to the promised land, innit? You made it there, so you're around the elite. I never, but I had that same feeling at that same NBA. So I met Thierry Henry and he went, big man. And I went, big man? So, like, don't get the game twisted. As big as we are, Troy, when certain people you realise, that you put on a pedestal know you're like, oh, snap. If people can see how I am on the inside, so you try and play it down a little bit, like, I'm in my head.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
But I'm thinking, Thierry on me, and he must have clocked a game I played. I don't know, it was an FA, whatever. He was like, you keep doing what you. I was like, yes. So I'll read you on that. Hey,
you know the maddest thing to that is as well. So obviously, me and Righty used to like message on like Twitter and whatever. Do you know when you think like, it's not really Righty that's messaging back? Do you know that way? Like, it's not really Righty. He's like a PR person or whatever. But I was gassed that like he would do it. So he played a game of golf at the Belfry in Birmingham, and obviously I'm not too far from there. So he just kind of messaged, "I'm going to be here. Like, come come over.
Wow.
I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, come, let's have a chat. We'll have a drink and we'll talk. I have never moved so fast in my life, by the way. I dropped everything straight over there, flew over, and I was just like, you know, when you're talking, it makes you feel so like you've been boys for years.
Yeah.
I just remember looking at him going,
yeah.
I'm talking to Ian Wright here.
Yeah.
And went in the middle of the Belfry, sat in the bar, like it was no private corner, it was just two blokes chatting.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's when I thought, yeah, I've kind of made it now. And Wright has gone on to be like a mentor and a best friend to me in the game as well, because he's always telling me like, do this, be careful of that, watch what you're saying in the media. Like, not never change who I am, but just reword things and stuff like that makes you then go, nah, he's always looking out for me. And that's why I always call him Uncle. He's Uncle Wright, because he looks after me.
I promise you, I'm an Arsenal fan. So Ian Wright for me has probably been one of the earliest and one of the best footballers that I remember growing up. And his show, do you remember, wasn't it called All Right on the Night?
Yeah.
His live show that he did. I just remember so many early memories of Ian Wright. And then I worked at a game. It was Arsenal-Manchester United. It was in the FA Cup a couple of seasons ago when Jesse Lingard scored. Did he score twice? Can't remember. And danced at the Emirates. And all the Arsenal fans died a little bit inside. And then after the game, me and Alan Brazil, he was on co-coms and I was presenting the show for TalkSport. Me and Alan Brazil, he was like, let's go up to the Diamond Club. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I was quite nervous about it. This is only a couple of seasons ago. Went up to the top floor where the Diamond Club is. And on this table was Ian Wright sat alongside David Seaman. David Seaman, luckily, I've met him before, otherwise I would have died even more. But I'd never met Ian Wright properly before. And I swear to God, I was so overwhelmed by it. It was one of those moments. I just sat there in silence. He was so nice. And ever since actually properly meeting him, the way that he is with you guys, he's also quite like that with me, and he doesn't even know me that well. And he's just encouraging as a woman in broadcasting and in sport. Yeah. He's that supportive.
He's wicked. He's
amazing,
wicked.
isn't it?
He's wicked. I told you about when he made the phone call. I've told you, I call him Uncle Wright as well. I've like literally, when I put this guy on a pedestal just because his energy is just real. He is like, and for all what he's achieved and how he just keeps, like he keeps inspiring and he keeps encouraging people. Like I'm with you on that. I'm so with you on that.
It is amazing.
The thing is, he doesn't have to. And that's what makes it great. He could easily just sit back and just be like, I'm doing me, I'm good.
Yeah.
But he's so energetic and enthusiastic and wants to see people do better. It doesn't matter who, as you said, like you're a woman. He doesn't know me, doesn't know anybody. Like he just wants people to do better. And I think that's why he's like in my opinion, a national treasure. That's why everyone loves him, because he only wants the best for people.
All right, so you know it's International Week. Of course, you know it's International Week. Yeah. So it's funny, I just found out. So you turned down playing for Jamaica. Yeah. So, to question, do you regret it? And do you still harbour any sort of, what's the word? I'd say hopes.
Ambition?
Yeah, ambitions for playing for England.
I don't regret it, because I've spoken about it today in my column within The Sun about, Grealish and Declan Rice, for example. Obviously, they're going to be the guys facing a similar problem. But my dad's mum and dad live in Jamaica. I've never been there. So for me, I don't feel like I represent that country. And what I say by that is I understand my heritage. I understand where I'm from. I have certain characteristics that would make me black and Caribbean for that instance. But I feel like if I was to play for Jamaica, and I've had this conversation with the Jamaican FA, I would want all the money that you get given straight back, because I don't want to take from the land. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get that. It's noble, brother.
So for me, I don't feel justified that a young kid from Jamaica should look up to me, because I don't have the same story as him. I don't have the same struggles and hardship that he's gone through. So I would prefer them to have somebody from home have that opportunity to make money, to make a living for his family in a dynasty, for young people to look after that way, because they can see he's come from the same area. Now, I say all of that, not because I'm not proud, massively proud of where I'm from, still send money back, still have initiatives that I'm involved in. We do it all under the microscope of ourselves. We don't do it for public. But I'm from England. In England in the World Cup, I support England. it's not me being racist or anything like that. This is where I'm from. This is where I live here. It's where I've been born, and this is where I'm trying to help out as well. So I'd be the proudest man ever if they said to me, "Do you want to go and play for England?" Of course I would.
Yeah.
But I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I'm a realist. Yeah. Unless they're going to do a Kevin Davis and call up some old 35-year-old that no one's interested in, then I'm probably not going to make it. But I still stand and support. And my new ambition now would be to, if I go into coaching, well, the highest job for us is to be a manager of England. Why not push for that?
Yeah.
Is that what you'd want to do?
What I'm saying? Pardon, Laura?
After football, do you think like would management, would coaching? I know you're doing bits of broadcasting, obviously with me as well, bits of writing as well. You mentioned the Sun there. Is coaching ever something you consider?
Yeah, I've done my badges. You see me. I'm fortunate. All my friends, especially within football, are older than me. So I've always had. So I had like Paul Hall from like the age of 19 telling me, enjoy it, but when you start getting to 30. Make sure you know what you want to do. I still got friends, Tommy Mooney, Michael Ricketts, Darren Byford, who I touched on earlier. I still speak to them regularly. So they say to me, know what you want to do. Don't get to 33, 34, 35 and have no options. So I'm fortunate. I've got businesses that I'm involved in. I've got housing companies I'm involved in. I've got all these other things that I've always put in place that I want to try the avenues. I don't want to get forced down a generic footballer's going to be a coach at the end of it and having a football academy. I don't want to do that. I want to do something that I'm passionate about. Because if I'm not all in with it, I'm not going to be bothered. And I might just turn around and be a dad. I don't know.
That sounds amazing, doesn't it?
It sounds dope. All right, so you've touched on it. A few things you're doing after football, or making a transition from playing football and still doing other things, which, of course, I know about and I actually love it. And we talk about this all the time about, look, you know what? Maximize what you've got. Do you know what I'm saying? Take all your life experiences, and you're doing that. So, of course, I started to see you doing like working with Laura, Talksport. So you must feel what I be feeling every week working with her. But I don't want to kind of influence your decision. How is it working with LW? Because for me, it's stressful, brother. Like, I ain't gonna when you got a strike partner in it and you complement one another. So me and you played like we would just totally annihilate and dominate. That's what we were doing. Yeah. So I came in with LW thinking, oh my days, I've got the shutdown queen as my partner. And boy, was I wrong. My back's hurting because I carry her a lot, I'm just throwing that out here.
I know.
You get that, yeah?
Every Monday, 5:58, I go, come on, Laura, jump in the caravan, I'll carry you. And that's how you go. Nah, you know what I would say? I haven't said this to her yet, so sorry, Laura, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit. There is not many people, never mind women, but people that you saw behind the scenes grafting for so long and they're ready. Do you get what I mean? They're ready. So when you see Laura now doing Sky, Talksport, this podcast, at the event, any opening of an envelope, she's there because she's ready. She's put in the hard yards. She's ready to do it. So I look at Laura, for example. I'm talking about you in the third person, like you're not here, so I apologise. Okay, but I look at Laura and go, that's what I need to do. Wow. I need to be ready. Like, if the opportunity comes that they Talksport turned around to me and said, you have your own show, let's say. If they said that to me right now, I go, I can't do it. I saw what Laura's done. It's hard. I see what she does. She anchors it. She brings the motivation. She brings the energy. Other than last week, I had to carry her, but it's fine. But like generally, like all jokes aside, do you know how hard it is? And we could touch on this a little bit. When we talk about race, right? We talk about it's hard for a black man. Do you know how hard it is for a woman in a male-dominated industry to A, get respect, and B, be good at a job? Like for me, she's paving the way. So I only tip my hat and salute her and say, she'll always do this. I'm always asking her about everything. What does this button do? What's that do? What's his name again? Like, can I go to the toilet now? She's like my mum at times. Like, am I allowed to go to the toilet?
So true.
Hey, yo, LW, can I go to the toilet now? Hey, yo, look, listen, you know the worst thing is, and I ain't going to blow too much smoke up her butt because, you know what I'm saying? Like, To be fair, she like
She
family
goes
to
to
me.
her head.
Like,
No, the problem is, it goes to her head.
I won't get my
does,
head out
and
like
Do you know what she called me the other day? Do you know what she called me?
Go on.
Super sub. I was fuming.
What? The disrespect.
I was fuming. Hey, do you know when it's banter? But I swear, it cut a hole.
Yeah, I've been there.
It went through here.
I've been there.
I was fuming.
Hey, just today, I was talking and I was struggling with getting my line out. She just put her hand on my shoulder and said, yeah, you're really tired, innit? I was like, raw, wasn't even like,
You know what? Just hit me. I've got one more and I'm going to stop. Do you know what? As a gentleman, again, raised by women, she had 2 cups in her hand and was trying to open the door. I said, pass me the cups, I'll do it. She didn't open the door. She started putting sugar in her tea, coffee, and stirring it while I'm holding it. Nah, I turned into Jeffrey real quick, you know.
Yeah, but do you know the best bit? He held them.
Because he's good people, I tell you.
Do you know, because everything in me was like, just throw this straight on the floor. Just throw it. But
he's on best behaviour. He's on best behaviour. Oh, honestly, thank you. No.
Nah, to be fair, you know the worst thing is, I was saying this today, as she makes it look easy, and it's funny because she grafts, and I'm sitting here, and I was saying I actually should be doing what she's doing, and I was just away with the fairies. I swear down. And that, man, look. I hear that. All right, cool. Let's roll back because I don't want to blow no smoke.
No, let's carry on.
No, man, stop blowing smoke up. All right, so you've had...
She just turned to 6'4" there.
Oh, jeez.
She's growing.
All right, okay. All right, at Watford, you have had a bag of managers. You have had so many managers. And at Walsall, so if you was to say who has been your best manager and why?
That's a good question. I would say
I got that with the end.
I would say Zola, just because of what he did for me, the coaching side of it. Again, he helped me as a human being away from football. Again, he took me on as I come out of jail, so I already had a chip on my shoulder anyway. But he then he used to do things like he'd be like, you're so like Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. You're so like him. And I was like, Dad, that's Jimmy. Like, that's the man. Like, I'm not like Jimmy T. I'm Troy. Yeah. And he'd be like, no, trust me. And he'd stay with me every day. And he did this thing like, I used to take 2 big strides and then shoot just as hard as I could. And he'd go, you're not in control. So instead of taking 2 big strides, take 7 little steps. And I used to be like, huh? What are you on about? And I used to do it. And you score all the time. He's like, you've got the power. So why are you trying to hit it harder?
Yeah.
Put it in the corners. And it was just like little coaching tips, even at 23, I was like, oh, rah, I need to get on my job. And that's what he did. And I used to love that. Although he was the manager, and again, he's Gianfranco Zola, he's a legend, he used to get the training from central London to Watford. And like, we got a train, I remember, as a team to Sunderland. And we just got on the train, and there was this lady that was stood there. You know, obviously you get your own carriages and stuff. The lady stood on the other side of the train, was rammed, and he just opened the door and said, yeah, you can have my seat. And it's stuff like that when you go like, wow, you're a legend, but you're just still a good human. Yeah. That's what made me just like appreciate him so much. And he was nice to me the other day on the show as well, so I'd be nice to him.
He was actually, wasn't he?
Last question, TD. I'm going to have to ask you, yeah? So the rumours, and you know the craziest thing is, I actually WhatsApped him this because one of my partners is a Spurs fan, right? And he was like, hey, listen, how true is it, that Spurs want Troy? So I went to him, you know what? Troy's my guy. He normally hits me back anytime I get him. Let me send him a message. To this day, he's left me on red. That's it. Blue double tick, didn't respond. So I'm going to ask you right now.
Because you know why? Let me answer that, and then I'll answer your actual question.
Go on.
Because we've got a friendship, yeah? And I'm like, this guy's really asking me about football stuff.
He knows it wasn't for me, yeah. He knew it wasn't for me. He knew. The crazy thing, he knew it wasn't from me. Because I'd never ask him about football.
He'll ask him that. So I was like, all right, we'll leave that.
All right, so let me ask though.
He's asking again.
All right, so I'm going to ask now because we're here in it. All right, so how close was the Spurs move, and did Mourinho holler at you?
Close and yes.
Say nothing. Nice.
It was. You know what it was? It was very much I understood my position, and this is what people don't understand with me. I actually understand football business very well.
Yeah.
So I understand if Spurs had a choice to sign me out of every striker in the world, I'd be about 220th on the list. So that's fine. I'm cool with that. But the marketplace and the short turnaround, and also Harry Kane is the man. He's probably the best striker in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So you've got to find a certain individual that would complement, but also put pressure in the same way, if that makes sense.
100%. Yeah.
So then when that you start taking those things into account, plus transfer fees, plus wages, etc., I started going from like 250th to right up the list to a conversation of, I was probably in the top 6, 7.
Yeah.
So you get to those points and you have conversations, and then it's like, and this is what I want people to understand. This isn't just about me. This is Tottenham talking to Watford. Is there a deal to be done? Watford going, of course there is. Do you know what I mean? So the conversation wouldn't move forward if Watford didn't allow it to move forward. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not a Troy wants to go to Spurs. I'm just going to pick up the phone to Mourinho and go, do you fancy it, mate? It doesn't work like that for people that don't know the industry. So, yeah, it got to a position where if it was my honest opinion, if this guy they signed from Benfica, who's very good, by the way, I just don't know his name, if he wasn't available and on the market, I think I would have been the next person.
You would have been the next person.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying nothing.
That was a good answer as well. You
Very
got that
good
out of him. I
answer.
tried to get that out of him on radio and he wasn't having any of it.
Norma tried to get it out of me at 6:30 in the morning when everybody had said, whatever you do, don't speak about Spurs.
Okay, cool. No, you should have just said that it's because of me, and then I wouldn't have held no grudges that you didn't respond to me before. So I say nothing. I'm going to go with that one. You know what I mean?
It's cool. It's cool. But you know what it is? I'm over it.
Oh, yeah.
My brother.
I mean, I will just add one more sort of transfer-based question onto the end of it. Do you think in a window coming up that you have left in your career, you will make that move back to the Premier League?
No, because this is something that I'm actually glad you asked that question, because I've never really had a real opportunity to speak about it. I've never asked to leave Watford. In the 10 years I've been here, all the goals I've scored, the bids have been in and rejected. I've never said, even when Leicester, the easiest ones were Leicester won the league, they bid for me, I think 28 million, which was 5 years ago. I never asked to leave. I could have easily kicked up a fuss then and went, I want to go and play Champions League. I want to go and play with Vardy. I want to do all these different things, because realistically, my England career would have been helped by that.
Yeah.
So I never asked to leave at any point. I've gone, it's a business decision. You lot do what you want to do. If you want to sell me, I'll take it on the chin. If not, you're going to pay me because it's a business deal. Because if you don't pay me, other people will. So I never asked to leave. This is my club. And I'm not saying it just because I'm sat in the kit room now, but this is my club. I've grown with this club as much as this club has grown with me. Now, as you know, big man, when you've been at a club for too long, is there certain fans and certain aspects of the club that start going, it might be time for Troy to move on, bring in somebody else.
Yeah.
That's always going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't care or listen to any of that. But realistically, if they couldn't come to an agreement and there was plenty of offers from Qatar, Turkey, Premier League. I had plenty of offers this summer. Like, I could have easily moved. I didn't kick up a fuss. All right, cool. I'll wait here. You lot decide what you got to do, and we'll do it. As I said earlier in the piece, my contract is secured. I could have easily sat and went, I'm just going to play every game, and it costs the club money, an awful lot of money that they probably couldn't afford to pay. So we've come to a conclusion and an arrangement that I'll take a pay cut to keep it going. For the 6 months of lockdown, I took a 40% pay cut. Like, these are things I've never spoken about.
These
because
are things that people don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason I'm saying it now is because it frustrates me when people start going like, he's only after money. He's only doing this. I give so much to this place, and I don't want to pat on the back. They give so much to me, but at times there has to be a point when it's like, All right, couldn't move. So I've spoken with the ownership. Look, my job is to get everyone promoted. That's my job. So I'm not going to move in January. We're not going to go through this nonsense again. We're going to shake hands. We're going to get promoted. When we get promoted, we'll reassess at the end of the year. You're back in the Prem. And if you've got to get rid of me, all right, I'm a big boy.
Saying nothing, saying nothing. I hear that. So Wickham first, Watford second. Is that how we're looking to finish the season in the champ? Yeah, big man. Yeah.
You play FIFA.
Yeah? Oh snap! He's coming for me. Okay, I can't.
So do you see what I did, Laura? Do you see what he does there? Do you see how he did that? He came for me.
What?
Got a response and then said he's coming for me.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Listen, but mine was just bants because we just want to stay in the league. So when I'm frying that to you, my man, you're
going to stay in the league.
Thank you, my brother.
You are going to stay.
Let me just finish this now.
The thing is,
Go on, say your piece.
The thing is, because I'm a footballing guy, you're going to cause people problems. You're going to score goals.
My brother.
So
my brother.
That alone, in this league, if you're organised, fit, and you've got a goal scorer, you're going to do pretty well. That's it.
My brother.
You've got Uche as well, my little young pup.
Yeah.
He needs to get fit.
Say nothing. Yeah,
he needs to get fit.
100%. He's getting fit and working on that.
And then you two up front is a real problem for everybody. But there's not going to be one... Bro, I'm blowing smoke up your ass a bit here, but there's not going to be any defender in this league that goes, can't wait to play against a big man. Have you saw the size of it? Trying to defend the Range Rover. You're not going to do it.
I snapped.
You're not going to do it.
Before I flew, because I wanted to blow smoke up. When you was talking about patting himself, nah, man, you should get a pat on the back. Like, real talk. Because people don't see all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. People only see what they want to see. So for me, bruv, it's a pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pat on the back because I do think players get held to some sort of standard which... It baffles me as a player. And look, me and you are very similar in the sense where we're comfortable individuals with who we are, what we're about. So we're very comfortable. So we are comfortable. So listen, I'm patting you on the back. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you. Salute. Boom!
That sounds like a good way to end it.
Is that how you end it?
That was literally. You've never done that before, to be fair.
We ain't got nothing to worry about, Laura, if that's how they end this
What?
show.
Let me tell you something. This is how you bring the different sauce. You lot want to be like, thank you for listening, people. Thank you very much. Come back next week. Nah, man, we end it with, pow!
That's genuinely how I finish my show. See you next time.
There's a lot. Do you know what? If I wasn't a professional, I'd have put the phone down. But it's fine.
Listen, we will let you go because you've been battling bad Wi-Fi, all sorts. You've tried every room in the training ground.
I've even took over. You know what I've done now? Let me just show the viewers this. I've took over the kitman's room. I've locked the door. And look, I'm in his little office.
Oh yeah, those are tactics up there. What was that for?
Yeah, I know. When have we got?
You know what that was?
What's
there?
That?
That was who's training and who's not.
Oh yeah, that'd be a pretty weird formation,
anytime soon anyway. So I'm not even stressing. We ain't got you anytime soon anyway, bro.
We got you in December. Yeah. Don't worry.
Is that when we got you? Yeah. At Vicarage Road. Okay, good times.
I can't wait for that. We might have to get you back on after that game.
Yeah.
Have a debrief or get you on our show.
It's a midweek at our place.
Is it?
I'm comfortable.
All right, say nothing. I'll come on your show for that one. I'll come on your show on a Monday.
That is a great idea. Right, let's have a verbal. No, what's the word? Let's have a handshake on it.
Yeah.
Let's have a fake handshake.
A Bluetooth shake. Yeah, we call that a Bluetooth shake.
All right, Troy. It's been brilliant speaking to you. Thank you.
Thanks blessings, my brother.
You sat for so long as well chatting to us, so we appreciate that.
I apologise. Apologies for being a little bit late as well, but some of us have got real jobs. So
you made me fry that to LW out here because you made me fry that to LW. I'll be going trading, so you made me fry that to her, cuz.
I'll see you for our real job on Monday.
You going to trade it now?
Nah. Today's off for me. Today's off for me, bruv. I'm old. I'm still what? What are you? How are you? 35? 36? What are you now? What? You're not 37 yet? What? You can't be 33.
It's 32.
You can't be 32. That's a lie.
You know what it is, Laura? Do you know what it is?
What?
There's two things that he's hating on. One, the hairline.
What? Yeah, I went bald from 16, so it's cool.
Whoa. You had your moment. Relax. And second of all, look at the cheekbones.
Oh my days!
He's bad. So this is the face of a 32-year-old.
Bro,
the face
I'm
of a
6 years his senior.
Had a hard life. Whoa. We spoke about it. I've had a hard life.
Oh,
it's fine. It's fine. I'm cool. Now I'm getting older. I drink my teas. I relax.
I'm with you in that, man.
I
I'm with you.
pedicures.
I'm with you.
I do all
Yeah,
this.
I do
Pedicure.
At
pedicures.
38, if I'm 38
God.
and as moving as bad as you,
Hey, what?
I won't be playing.
Hey, hey, listen, it only took me 20 years to get to the champ out here. Trust me, I am going to hobble, bobble and wobble throughout this whole season. I'll tell you this now, my brother.
Troy Deeney, amazing. Always love his company. I think he's brilliant. He's just a great person to have on his
Yeah,
team.
man, real to the core. Got a lot of time for him. He's an inspiring figure. Nah, man, salute to Troy.
Okay, it's time to have a quick look at the Super 6 fixtures for round 13. So download the Super 6 app, create an account and play for free by predicting the scores of 6 chosen fixtures. And I emphasise, it is completely free. Even though it's international break and everyone's taken a step back in the Premier League and all that, Super 6 is still on. Here's 3 reasons why you need to play this week, Bayo.
Okay, listen, you need to play to be in with a chance to win £250,000 jackpot.
That's a massive jackpot.
Big money.
In the Super 6 app, you can go to head and you'll be able to challenge Mr. Super 6 himself. That's right, Jeff Stelling. If you beat Jeff, you'll be entered into a draw to win prizes.
We also have our own Super 6 League. Join using the code Super6 and there is a £1,000 prize for the winner of that league. And at the moment, that's you, Ollie Gurney, on 129 points.
Well said.
Thank
Also,
you.
a reminder that you can invite your mates as well to join Super 6. And if any of your invited friends go on to win the jackpot, then you will win £25,000.
Jeez.
Okay, here are the fixtures for this week. Sunderland v MK Dons.
Hull versus Burton Albion.
Crewe v Peterborough.
Northampton versus Accrington Stanley.
Bristol Rovers v Fleetwood Town.
And then Bradford versus Exeter.
Okay, that is it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. It's been a pleasure yet again. And our thanks to Troy Deeney for joining us for that chat.
Thank you, Troy. Remember to get involved on Twitter. Follow us at Super6 or use hashtag Super6Podcast.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you again next time.
Peace and love, people.